and welcome to your daily love message from your person. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in 2 decks of cards for this reading. Earlier in the reading we connected with the throat chakra. They kept blocking it up and it really feels like there's something they want to blurt out. Even as I'm starting this reading I can feel it going again. So I really feel like there's something they want to expel. In other words, they want to say something very quickly to you. And there's a lot of fear around that right now. But they are going to do this. It's about them being honest and open with you and telling you exactly how they feel. They want to clear the air with you as well. So because of that, I'm going to bring in the mask and the silence. And because of the passion that you'll be feeling, the Kundalini rising and all the desire right now and the urgency to bring this communication in from them, we're going to bring in the Intimate Soul Love Oracle for Twin Flames Masculine Edition. So I'll see what you need to know. And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsreadings@gmail.com. As I said in the early reading, if I do cough in this reading, bear with me. It's channeling the throat chakra activation. So it may actually benefit you today, if you haven't already, to perhaps do a cleansing on your throat chakra to open that door. Yeah, look at this. Look how many cards are flying out and getting my attention here. So I'm taking the ones I'm being guided to. That's gone back in. What else do they want to say to you? Wow, only 2 cards in that deck. I still feel there's more to come out of the silence though. So I feel like there's more to say. It's like even when they've said things, there's more to say. So let's see what they want to say. Let's start with these 2 cards. First one is, I dream of kissing you all over your body. Absolutely they do. Many of them are having vivid dreams about you right now. And in those dreams they kiss you. And they kiss you all over your body. So they want to taste you and touch you and be around you. So this is a very powerful energy. This is, if you're feeling that, if you're feeling them all over your body energetically, that's the reason why. Because you've always turned them on. And it's so important you know that you've always turned them on from the beginning, even if they've hid that from you, lied about it, or not admitted that. In the early reading they came through and said lying to you was easier than telling you the truth, or easier than stepping out of my comfort zone or making a change. So they may have lied about their feelings, especially if they've kept you in the friend zone or they've been very guarded with how they feel about you. You know it anyway by the attraction and the intensity and the way your bodies gel when you're together, and you can't fight the feeling. They give me that song, Can't Fight the Feeling. I can't fight the feeling anymore, they're saying to you. So they can't fight this anymore. They can't hide this anymore. The fact that they've been dreaming about you is very intense and it's guiding them to you. Yeah, they're saying, I didn't mean to say what I said and now I can't take it back and I'm panicking. So some of them have said things in the heat of the moment. Things are speeding up though so they can move forward. Maybe they even sped off in the car after they said something and now they're panicking about it because they can't take it back. But they know they can make up for it and clear the air. And that's why they give me a block. So some of them haven't even said this. I wish I'd told you that you've always turned me on. Or maybe they've said something mean to you. And they're thinking, I wish I could take that back. But whatever they've said or not said, because sometimes it can also be what they've not said that's just as crazy as what they can say. They're panicking about what they've done. And they're saying, somehow I know you'll always be in my life. So even though you may have had a misunderstanding or they may have blurted things out and caused pain or pulled away or whatever they've done, they know in their heart and soul somehow that you're always going to be in each other's lives, that you're going to find your way back to each other. Somehow I just know we're going to always be in each other's lives, and you know it too. Doesn't matter if you're in separation right now or if things seem a bit crazy between you or if you're worried it's over. It's not. It's never over with twin flames. A lot of them are trying to find their way out of a situation. So there could be some kind of silence or separation while that's going on. And as soon as they find their way out of that situation, they'll be knocking at your door. Even in that situation, they can't help wanting you. And a lot of them have to use willpower to hold themselves back from contacting you. And many of them do contact you, even if they can't do anything about it in that moment. It destroys me that I've destroyed our love. So a lot of them feel like they've destroyed the love through being in karmic cycles or through saying things that have hurt you and caused you pain. And a lot of them are struggling to be ready financially because of situations they're in. So where they're saying to you here, I'm trying to find a way out of my situation, it could be because they're in debt. Or they could have a joint bank account with a karmic partner. Or they could have investments somewhere they need to deal with. So they could be dealing with financial loss or even financial gain. They may be busy with work. So whatever they're doing, They're trying to deal with that first so they can come to you the right way with something real and concrete and material. Not that you need that, you love them just the way they are, but they're also saying, I want to come forward financially and be able to provide and give equally. And they're saying, I deny my feelings because they scare me. So again, these feelings where they may have hid them or not admitted them or lied about them, or not said to you, oh, you've always turned me on. If they've lied about these things or hid these things from you, they only deny those feelings because of the intensity and the passion of the connection. In the truth and spiritual truth and their truth, they are dreaming about kissing you all over your body. And they may have denied that because it scared them how intense it is and how it makes them feel. A lot of them are struggling because they feel pressured. They could feel pressured in a karmic relationship. They could feel pressured because they've got kids. They could feel pressured because of financial obligations. They could feel pressured by you. But guess what? It's none of that causing the pressure. It's their own mind and their own head and their own fear and their own issues. So nobody is actually pressuring them at all but themselves, because it's that internal pressure to make a change or to overcome their own fear. So they're doing it to themselves. The words won't come out, and that's why they're blocking my throat chakra today. The words won't come out. I need time to open up. So give them time and they will open up to you. If you give them time, they'll show up for you. They'll tell you the truth. They'll get out what they want to say, what they're holding in. And a lot of them are focused on work so that they can actually have enough money in the bank or be able to show up the right way, but also because their feelings scare them. So they may have pulled back to deal with that. So at work, they're perhaps busy and distracted, but they keep going out of their head, thinking. And they're saying, I'm praying for help. I feel some of them are also praying for help with work or with finances or in other areas of their life. They could also be praying for help at work. They may not even know they're doing it, but they could be thinking in their mind, give me strength, or I wish I could find an answer to this solution. And then that's really prayer in another form. We will be together at the right time. And that's why they're saying to you, somehow I just know you're always going to be in my life. Somehow I just know that we're going to sort this out. We're going to find a way. We're going to be together. There will be a solution. And I know that will happen at the right time. And it's so important you know that too. Have faith in divine timing. Yes, we've all got free will, so we always have a choice. However, there's always divine intervention. The universe always has our back, and God is always pruning the tree and creating a way. So even when it feels hopeless, there's always a blessing on the way. I'm afraid I won't be what you expect me to be. And this is a huge one for you, to release your own expectations. Perhaps thinking in your mind, they need to be with me by such and such a date or I'm going to move on. Or they need to do this by this date or I'm going to move on. Or they need to do this or that. And when you have those kind of expectations, you're putting conditions on an unconditional love. And that always backfires. And things never work the way we think anyway. It always happens on God's plan or in God's time, not on what we think it should be or what our timing is. So we have to let go of expectations, because when you have expectations, you get disappointed, because usually it doesn't happen that way. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't have intentions, how you want things to be, intend it how you want it to be, but let go of the how, the when, and all the ifs and ahs and how it's all going to happen. Leave that up to heaven and have faith it will happen, because this affects your person, because they don't want to fail you. They don't want to let you down anymore. They don't want to hurt you anymore. So a lot of them hold back because they're so afraid of letting you down. They're afraid of making a mistake. And if you're sneezing, by the way, or if they are sneezing, even if it's a sneeze that, and you think you're going to sneeze but you don't, that's to do with fear of making a mistake. They said, I need to find a solution to move this forward. So that means they need to do this for their mission. It doesn't mean they are asking you for a solution. They may be praying for help from heaven to give them a solution, but they want it to pop into their mind. They want to be able to work it out for themselves, because they need to solve their own problems. What they don't need is you trying to solve them for them. And we've all been there, haven't we, Divine Feminines, where we've tried to solve our masculines' problems, whether it's through giving some advice or support, but it backfires because it's in them to find their own way. So instead of trying to help them, we have to trust them to help themselves. It's not our job to rescue them. They need to rescue themselves. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So yes, you've told them the things you've told them and done what you've done, but now you have to leave them to come up with their own ideas about things, to come to their own conclusions, and to work through it in their own time. So they're saying, I have to find a solution to move this forward. So yes, even if you've got one right there, don't give it to them, because they need to find it themselves. And I want a new life with you. That's what I'm thinking about. So I love that they've ended the reading on this card, because this is what the whole thing is. They're thinking about a new life, starting again, escaping what they're in, changing their life, becoming their best version. And that's what they're thinking about. That's why they're thinking about money, freeing themselves up, finding a solution, trying to find a way out of what they're doing. They give me fear. And of course it brings fear up, so they sit and process that fear. And then they work out what they need to say to you. So they are really sorry that they've denied their feelings and hid things from you and acted crazy. But ultimately they want a new life with you, where they can kiss you all over your body and show you how they feel and be happy. And so forgive them for the past, let things go. Instead, focus on peace and know that you have always turned them on. And that's how they feel. That's why they want this life with you. Because with you, not only do you turn them on physically, but you turn them on emotionally. And you make them want new things and experience a great life. You're going to have adventures together, travel together, grow old together, live your lives together, and make memories together. And that's what they're thinking about today. I hope this helps. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.